What is up, everybody? JT Dangerously here once again. I am here to do my Week 5 college football predictions. Now, with Week 4 in the books, we are now into Week 5 of the college football season. So I'm extremely excited to do my Week 5 college football predictions for you guys, because for the first time ever, I'm going to be predicting 52 college football games in this one video, the most I've ever done in college football predictions. So I really hope you guys do enjoy. Now, our record in Week 4 was great. We went 31-9, so we're coming in hot, and I'm looking to keep it that way. So hopefully in this video we will continue the red hot winning ways. We're on a 3-week winning streak. Hopefully in this video we make it 4 weeks in a row. Hopefully. Now, this is the first video of a combined 2 video day on the channel today, guys, and these are the final 2 videos in the month of September on the channel. So hope you guys will be able to watch this video and all the fantastic videos we put up on the channel in the month of September this year. And as always, show your support on the channel as always, guys, by watching these videos, super kicking those like buttons, hitting that notification bell, and commenting your picks, your opinions, and representing your college football teams in the comment sections down below. Now, if this is your first time watching my channel today, guys, as a first time viewer and this is your first video, boy, pick the go. And if you're a huge fan of college football like myself and you're ready for Week 5 of the college football season, welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. I'm JT Dangerously. Welcome to the club, because this club is 2. Woo woo! Again, thank you guys so very much. Now, other than that, let's get right into this massive Week 5 college football predictions. Let's start off on Thursday night with an ACC Coastal rivalry showdown between the Virginia Cavaliers heading to Miami to face the Miami Hurricanes. Now, this is the 19th meeting between Virginia and Miami. The U leads the all-time series 11-7. Now, the U has won the last 2 meetings over the Cavaliers dating back to 2019 and last year, and the Cavaliers are looking to defeat the Hurricanes for the first time since 2018. Now, both teams are coming out very different Week 4s. Virginia's coming off their loss on Friday night to Wake Forest, coming in at 2-2, and Miami's coming off their victory over Central Connecticut on Saturday, also coming in at 2-2. So, coming from me in this ACC Coastal rivalry showdown on Thursday night, I am going to go with the U to get it done at home and defeat the Virginia Cavaliers. And now the next matchup, which happens on Friday. It is an American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown between the Houston Cougars heading to Tulsa, Oklahoma to face the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. Now, this is the 45th meeting between Houston and Tulsa. Houston leads the all-time series 25-19. Now, the Cougars have won the last 2 meetings over the Golden Hurricanes back in 2018 and 2019, and the Golden Hurricanes are looking to defeat the Cougars for the first time since 2017. Now, both teams are coming off very good Week 4s. Houston's coming off their victory on Saturday over Navy, coming in at 3-1, and Tulsa's coming off their victory over Arkansas State on Saturday, coming in at 1-3. So, coming from me in this American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown on Friday night, I am going to go with the Houston Cougars to get it done on the road and defeat the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. And now the next matchup, which also happens on Friday night. It is a Big Ten rivalry showdown between the Iowa Hawkeyes heading to College Park to face the Maryland Terrapins. Now, this is only the 4th meeting between Iowa and Maryland. Iowa leads the all-time series 2-1. Now, the Hawkeyes have won the last 2 meetings over the Terrapins all the way back in 2015 and 2018, and the Terrapins are looking to defeat the Hawkeyes for the first time since 2014, 7 years ago. Now, both teams are coming out very good Week 4s. Iowa's coming out their victory over Colorado State on Saturday, coming in perfect at 4-0, and Maryland's coming out their victory over Kent State on Saturday, also coming in perfect at 4-0. So, coming from me in this massive Big Ten rivalry showdown on Friday night between these 2 undefeated squads, ooh, this is a very tough pick because Iowa's having a great year and so is Maryland. So one of these teams is going to be either remaining undefeated or they're going to get their first loss of the season. But coming from me, I am going to go with Tonga Vailoa and the undefeated Maryland Terrapins to get it done at home and remain undefeated and defeat the Iowa Hawkeyes in a very, very close one. And now the next matchup. It is the battle for the old wagon wheel between the BYU Cougars heading to Logan, Utah to face the Utah State Aggies. Now, this is the 90th meeting between BYU and Utah State. BYU leads the all-time series 49-41. 37-3. Now, the Cougars won the last meeting over the Aggies all the way back in 2019, 2 years ago, and the Aggies are looking to defeat the Cougars for the first time since 2018. Now, both teams are coming out very different week 4s. BYU's coming off their victory over South Florida on Saturday night, coming in perfect at 4-0, and Utah State's coming off their loss to my Boise State Broncos on Saturday, coming in at 3-1. So, coming from me in this 90th meeting for the Old Wagon Wheel on Friday night, I am going to go with the undefeated BYU Cougars to get it done on the road and remain undefeated and defeat the Utah State Aggies in a shootout. And now the Saturday slate, starting off with an SEC West rivalry showdown between the Mississippi State Bulldogs heading to College Station to face the Texas A&M Aggies. Now this is the 15th meeting between Mississippi State and Texas A&M. The series is tied 7-7. Now the Aggies have won the last 2 meetings over the Bulldogs back in 2019 and last year, and the Bulldogs are looking to defeat the Aggies for the first time since 2018. Now both teams are coming off very bad week 4s. Mississippi State's coming off the loss to LSU on Saturday, coming in at 2-2, and the Aggies are coming off the loss to the Arkansas Razorbacks on Saturday, coming in at 3-1. So coming from me in this SEC West rivalry showdown, another tough pick. But coming from me, I am going to go with the Aggies of Texas A&M to rebound and bounce back at home and defeat the Mississippi State Bulldogs in a very close one. And now the next matchup. It is a Pac-12 South rivalry showdown between the Arizona State Sun Devils heading to Pasadena, California to face the UCLA Bruins. Now this is the 38th meeting between Arizona State and UCLA. UCLA leads the all-time series 22-14-1. Now the Bruins have won the last 2 meetings over the Sun Devils back in 2019 and last year, and the Sun Devils are looking to defeat the Bruins for the first time since 2018. Now both teams are coming out very good week 4s. Arizona State's coming out their victory on Saturday night over Colorado, coming in at 3-1, and UCLA is coming out their victory on Saturday night over Stanford, coming in also at 3-1. So coming from me in this Pac-12 South rivalry showdown, another tough pick. But coming from me, I'm going to go with Herm Edwards and the Arizona State Sun Devils to get it done on the road and defeat the UCLA Bruins in a very close shootout. And now the next matchup. It is a Big Ten East rivalry showdown between the Ohio State Buckeyes heading to Rutgers to face the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Now this is only the 8th meeting between Ohio State and Rutgers. The Buckeyes have won the last 7 meetings over the Scarlet Knights dating all the way back to 2014. So the Buckeyes have owned this rivalry for nearly 7 years. Now both teams are coming out very different week 4s. Ohio State's coming out their victory over Akron on Saturday, coming in at 3-1, and Rutgers is coming off their loss to Michigan on Saturday, also coming in at 3-1. So coming from me in this Big Ten East rivalry showdown between these 2 3-1 teams, I am going to go with the Ohio State Buckeyes to get it done on the road and defeat the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. OHIO. And now the next matchup. It is an SEC East rivalry showdown between the Florida Gators heading to Lexington, Kentucky to face the Kentucky Wildcats. Now this is the 72nd meeting between Florida and Kentucky. Florida leads the all-time series 53-18. Now the Gators have won the last 2 meetings over the Wildcats back in 2019 and last year, and the Wildcats are looking to defeat the Gators for the first time since 2018. Now both teams are coming out very good week 4s. Florida's coming out their victory over Tennessee on Saturday, coming in at 3-1, and Kentucky's coming out their victory over South Carolina on Saturday, coming in undefeated at 4-0. So coming from me in this SEC East rivalry showdown, another tough pick. But coming from me, I'm going to go with Dan Mullen and the Florida Gators to get it done on the road and defeat the Kentucky Wildcats. Chomp, chomp. And now the next matchup. It is a Pac-12 North rivalry showdown between the Oregon Ducks heading to Stanford, California to face the Stanford Cardinal. Now this is the 85th meeting between Oregon and Stanford. Stanford leads the all-time series 49-34-1. Now the Ducks have won the last 2 meetings over the Cardinal all the way back in 2019 and last year, and the Cardinal are looking to defeat the Ducks for the first time since 2018. Now both teams are coming out very different week 4s. Oregon is coming off their victory on Saturday night over Arizona, coming in perfect at 4-0, and Stanford's coming off their loss to UCLA on Saturday, coming in at 2-2. So coming from me in this Pac-12 North rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Quack Attack and Gamers Goons Oregon Ducks to get it done on the road and remain undefeated and defeat the Stanford Cardinal. And now the next matchup. It is an ACC Atlantic rivalry showdown, and it's the battle for the O'Rourke McFadden Trophy between the Boston College Eagles heading to Clemson to face the Clemson Tigers. Now this is the 31st meeting between Boston College and Clemson. Clemson leads the all-time series 19-9-2. Now the Tigers have won the last 10 meetings over the Eagles dating all the way back to 2011, and the Eagles are looking to defeat the Tigers for the first time since 2010. Now both teams are coming out very different week 4s. Boston College is coming out their victory in overtime over Missouri on Saturday, coming in perfect at 4-0, and Clemson's coming out their double overtime loss to NC State on Saturday, coming in at 2-2. So coming from me in this ACC Atlantic rivalry showdown, and to see who will win the O'Rourke McFadden Trophy this year, I did call that upset of NC State over Clemson, so you know what? Let's do it again. I am going to go with the Boston College Eagles to get it done on the road and remain undefeated and upset the Clemson Tigers. And now the next matchup. It is an SEC rivalry showdown between the Arkansas Razorbacks heading to Athens to face the Georgia Bulldogs. Now this is the 16th meeting between Arkansas and Georgia. Georgia leads the all-time series 11-4. Now, Georgia has won the last 2 meetings over the Hogs dating all the way back to 2014, and the Hogs are looking to defeat the Bulldogs for the first time since 2010, 11 years ago. Now, both teams are coming out very big wins in Week 4 in the SEC. Arkansas is coming out their statement win over Texas A&M on Saturday, coming in perfect at 4-0, and Georgia's coming out their victory over Vanderbilt on Saturday, coming in perfect at 4-0 as well. So coming from me in this SEC rivalry showdown between these two undefeated squads, just another tough pick, but I gotta say I'm very impressed with Arkansas this season. I mean, I don't think anybody thought they would be 4-0 coming into week number 5 of the college football season. But coming from me, I think their winning streak ends here. I am gonna go with JT Daniels and the Georgia Bulldogs to get it done at home and remain undefeated and defeat the Arkansas Razorbacks in a very close shootout. And now next matchup. It is a Big Ten East rivalry showdown between the Indiana Hoosiers heading to Happy Valley to face the Penn State Nittany Lions. Now this is the 25th meeting between Indiana and Penn State. Penn State leads the all-time series 22-2. Now the Hoosiers won last year's meeting over the Nittany Lions, and the Nittany Lions are looking to defeat the Hoosiers for the first time in 2 years. Now both teams are coming out very good week 4s. Indiana's coming out their victory over Western Kentucky on Saturday, coming in at 2-2, and Penn State's coming out their victory over Villanova on Saturday, coming in perfect at 4-0. So coming from me in this Big Ten East rivalry showdown, I am going to go with Sean Clifford and the Penn State Nittany Lions to continue the winning ways and get another victory at home and remain undefeated and defeat the Indiana Hoosiers. We are Penn State. And now the next matchup. It is a MAC rivalry showdown between the Central Michigan Chippewas heading to Oxford, Ohio to face the Miami of Ohio Redhawks. Now this is the 30th meeting between Central Michigan and Miami of Ohio. Miami of Ohio leads the all-time series 15-13-1. Now the Redhawks have won the last 3 meetings over the Chippewas dating all the way back to 2016, and the Chippewas are looking to defeat the Redhawks for the first time since 2014. Now both teams are coming out very different week 4. Central Michigan's coming out their victory over Florida International on Saturday, coming in at 2-2, and Miami of Ohio is coming off the loss to Army on Saturday, coming in at 1-3. So coming from me in this MAC rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Central Michigan Chippewas to get it done on the road and defeat the Miami of Ohio Redhawks. And now the next matchup, a big matchup in week number 5 between the Cincinnati Bearcats heading to South Bend to face the undefeated Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Now this is only the second meeting between Cincinnati and Notre Dame. The Irish won the last meeting over Cincinnati all the way back in 1900. So these two have not met each other on the college football field in 121 years. Now, both teams are coming out very different week 4. Cincinnati's coming off a bye. They're coming in undefeated at 3-0. And Notre Dame's coming out their victory at Soldier Field over Wisconsin on Saturday, coming in undefeated at 4-0. So coming from me in this huge showdown in week number 5 of the college football season, Oh, this is definitely a big game from Cincinnati. I mean, they've gotten some big victories this year, but this is going to be quite possibly their biggest test after an amazing year last year. But coming from me, I'm going to go with Jack Cohn and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish to get it done at home and remain undefeated and defeat the Cincinnati Bearcats in a close offensive shootout. And now the next matchup. It is a MAC East rivalry showdown between the Ohio Bobcats heading to Akron, Ohio to face the Akron Zips. Now this is the 38th meeting between Ohio and Akron. Ohio leads the all-time series 23-13-1. Now the Bobcats have won the last 3 meetings over the Zips dating all the way back to 2018, and the Zips are looking to defeat the Bobcats for the first time since 2017. Now both teams are coming out very bad week 4s. Ohio's coming off the loss to Northwestern on Saturday, coming in winless at 0-4, and Akron's coming off the loss to Ohio State on Saturday, coming in at 1-3. So coming from me in this MAC East rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Ohio Bobcats to get it done on the road and get their first victory of the season and defeat the Akron Zips. And now the next matchup. It is the Troy Trojans heading to Columbia, South Carolina to face the South Carolina Gamecocks. Now this is only the 4th meeting between Troy and South Carolina. The Gamecocks have won the last 3 meetings over the Trojans dating all the way back to 2004. So the Gamecocks have owned this rivalry for 17 years. Now both teams are coming out very bad week 4s. Troy's coming off the loss to Louisiana Monroe on Saturday, coming in at 2-2. And South Carolina's coming off the loss to Kentucky on Saturday, also coming in at 2-2. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm going to go with my good friend Matt Moody and his South Carolina Gamecocks to rebound and bounce back at home and defeat the Troy Trojans. Gamecocks. And now the next matchup. It is the Charlotte 49ers heading to Champaign, Illinois to face the Illinois Fighting Illini. Now both teams are coming out very different. Week 4, Charlotte is coming out their victory over Middle Tennessee on Friday, coming in at 3-1. And Illinois is coming off another loss on Saturday to Purdue, coming in at a very bad 1-4. So coming from me in this matchup, I may get this one wrong, but I am going to go with the 49ers of Charlotte to get it done on the road and defeat the Illinois Fighting Illini. And now the next matchup. It is a Pac-12 North rivalry showdown between the Washington State Cougars heading to Berkeley, California to face the Cal Golden Bears. Now this is the 82nd meeting between Washington State and Cal. Cal leads the old-time series 48-28-5. Now the Golden Bears won the last meeting over the Cougars all the way back 2 years ago, and the Cougars are looking to defeat the Golden Bears for the first time since 2018. Now both teams are coming out very bad week 4s in the Pac-12 conference. Washington State's coming off the loss to Utah, coming in at 1-3, and Cal's coming off the loss in overtime to Washington on Saturday night, also coming in at 1-3. So coming from me in this Pac-12 North rivalry showdown between these two 1-3 squads, I am going to go with the Cal Golden Bears to rebound and bounce back at home and defeat the Washington State Cougars. And now the next matchup. It is the UConn Huskies heading to Nashville, Tennessee to face the Vanderbilt Commodores. Now this is only the 4th meeting between UConn and Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt leads the all-time series 2-1. Now the Commodores won the last meeting over the Huskies all the way back in 2011, and the Huskies are looking to defeat the Commodores for the first time since 2010. Now both teams are coming out very bad week 4s. UConn's coming off the loss to Wyoming on Saturday, coming in winless at 0-5, and Vanderbilt's coming off the loss to Georgia on Saturday, coming in at 1-3. So coming from me in this matchup, I am going to go with the Commodores of Vanderbilt to rebound and bounce back at home and defeat the winless UConn Huskies. And now the next matchup. It is a Pac-12 North rivalry showdown between the Washington Huskies heading to Corvallis to face the Oregon State Beavers. Now this is the 106th meeting between Washington and Oregon State. Washington leads the all-time series 67-34-4. Now the Huskies have won the last 9 meetings over the Beavers dating all the way back to 2012, and the Beavers are looking to defeat the Huskies for the first time since 2011. Now both teams are coming out very good week 4s in the Pac-12 Conference. Washington's coming off their victory in overtime on Saturday night over Cal, coming in at 2-2, and Oregon State's coming off their big road victory over USC on Saturday night, coming in at 3-1. So coming from me in this Pac-12 North rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Oregon State Beavers to get it done at home and defeat the Washington Huskies in a close offensive shootout. And now the next matchup. It is a Big 12 rivalry showdown between my Oklahoma Sooners heading to Bill Snyder Stadium to face the Kansas State Wildcats. Now this is the 102nd meeting between Oklahoma and Kansas State. My Sooners lead the all-time series 76-21-4. Now, the Wildcats have won the last 2 meetings over my Sooners all the way back in 2019 and last year, and my Sooners are looking to defeat the Wildcats for the first time since 2018. Now, both teams are coming out very different Week 4s in the Big 12 Conference. Oklahoma's coming off their nail-biter victory over West Virginia on Saturday, coming in perfect at 4-0, and Kansas State's coming off the loss to Oklahoma State on Saturday, coming in at 3-1. So, coming from me in this Big 12 rivalry showdown. Now, with next week's big Red River rivalry game between my Sooners and the Texas Longhorns, we cannot look ahead. We got to get it done here and now. So coming from me, I'm going to go with Spencer Rattler, Lincoln Riley, and my Oklahoma Sooners to continue the winning ways and get it done on the road and remain undefeated and defeat the Kansas State Wildcats in a close shootout. And now the next matchup. It is a Big 10 West rivalry showdown between the Minnesota Golden Gophers heading to Purdue to face the Purdue Boilermakers. Now this is the 77th meeting between Minnesota and Purdue. Minnesota leads the all-time series 40-33-3. Now the Golden Gophers have won the last 3 meetings over the Boilermakers, dating all the way back to 2018, and the Boilermakers are looking to defeat the Golden Gophers for the first time since 2017. Now both teams are coming off very different Week 4s. Minnesota's coming off the loss to Bowling Green on Saturday, coming in at 2-2, and Purdue's coming off their victory over Illinois on Saturday, coming in at 3-1. So coming from me in this Big 10 West rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Purdue Boilermakers to get it done at home and defeat the Minnesota Golden Gophers in a close one. And now the next matchup. It is an SEC West rivalry showdown between the Ole Miss Rebels heading to Tuscaloosa to face the undefeated reigning national champions, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now this is the 69th meeting between Ole Miss and Alabama. Alabama leads the all-time series 52-10-2. Now the Crimson Tide have won the last 5 meetings over the Rebels, and the Rebels are looking to defeat the Crimson Tide for the first time since 2015, 6 years ago. Now, both teams are coming out very different Week 4s. Ole Miss is coming off a bye, coming in perfect at 3-0, and Alabama's coming off their victory over Southern Miss on Saturday, coming in perfect at 4-0. So, coming from me in this SEC West rivalry showdown, I am going to go with Bryce Young, Nick Saban, and the Alabama Crimson Tide to continue the winning ways and get a victory at home and remain undefeated and defeat the Ole Miss Rebels. Roll Tide! And now the next matchup. It is an ACC Coastal rivalry showdown, and it's the battle for the victory bell between 2 teams that know each other very well. The Duke Blue Devils heading to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, to face the North Carolina Tar Heels. Now this is the 108th meeting between Duke and North Carolina. North Carolina leads the all-time series 60-40-4. Now, the Tar Heels have won the last 2 meetings over the Blue Devils, dating all the way back to 2019 and last year, and the Blue Devils are looking to defeat the Tar Heels for the first time since 2018. Now, both teams are coming out big victories, different Week 4s. Duke is coming off their victory over Kansas on Saturday, coming in at 3-1, and North Carolina is coming off the loss to Georgia Tech on Saturday, coming in at 2-2. So, coming from me in this ACC Coastal rivalry showdown and the 108th meeting between these two for the victory bell. This rivalry is very known in college basketball, and I'm a Duke Blue Devils fan when it comes to college basketball. So this rivalry in college basketball is so important. It's so personal. But coming from me, just like when it comes to college basketball, when it comes to the Duke Blue Devils, I have to go with the Duke Blue Devils here. So coming from me, I am going to go with the Blue Devils of Duke to get it done on the road and defeat the North Carolina Tar Heels in a close offensive shootout. And now the next matchup. It is a Big 12 rivalry showdown between the Texas Tech Red Raiders heading to Morgantown, West Virginia to face the West Virginia Mountaineers. Now this is the 11th meeting between Texas Tech and West Virginia. West Virginia leads the series 6-4. Now the Red Raiders have won the last 2 meetings over the Mountaineers back in 2019 and last year, and the Mountaineers are looking to defeat the Red Raiders for the first time since 2018. Now both teams are coming out very bad week 4s in the Big 12 Conference. Texas Tech is coming off their blowout loss to Texas on Saturday, coming in at 3-1, and West Virginia is coming off their heartbreaking loss to my Sooners on Saturday, coming in at 2-2. So coming from me in this Big 12 rivalry showdown, I will have to give West Virginia credit. They really gave us a fight in week 4, but we came out on top. But West Virginia is a team to look out for. But coming from me, I'm going to go with the Red Raiders of Texas Tech to rebound and bounce back on the road and defeat the West Virginia Mountaineers in a shootout. And now next matchup. It is an ACC Atlantic rivalry showdown between the Syracuse Orangemen heading to Tallahassee, Florida to face the winless Florida State Seminoles. Now this is the 14th meeting between Syracuse and Florida State. Florida State leads the all-time series 11-2. Now the Seminoles won the last meeting over the Syracuse Orangemen 2 years ago in 2019, and the Orangemen are looking to defeat the Seminoles for the first time since 2018. Now both teams are coming out very different week 4. Syracuse is coming out their victory on Friday over Liberty with a last-second field goal, coming in at 3-1, and Florida State's coming off another bad loss to Louisville on Saturday, coming in winless at 0-4. So coming from me in this ACC Atlantic rivalry showdown, man, I gotta feel bad for a lot of Florida State Seminoles fans out there, especially one of my favorite announcers, Kevin Kelly, who's a diehard Seminoles fan, seeing his team winless this season. And it's crazy that the Florida State Seminoles are winless in this year's college football season. But coming from me, I want to pick Florida State here, but it's hard to trust them with Mackenzie Milton as their quarterback. So coming from me, I am going to go with the Orangemen of Syracuse to get it done on the road and defeat the winless Florida State Seminoles. And now next matchup. It is an American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown between the Memphis Tigers heading to Philadelphia to face the Temple Owls. Now this is the 7th meeting between Memphis and Temple. The series is tied 3-3. Now the Tigers won the last meeting over the Owls last year, and the Owls are looking to defeat the Tigers for the first time in 2 years. Now both teams are coming out very different week 4s. Memphis is coming off their loss to Texas San Antonio on Saturday, coming in at 3-1, and Temple's coming off their victory over Wagner on Saturday, coming in at 2-2. So coming from me in this American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Memphis Tigers to rebound and bounce back on the road and defeat the Temple Owls in a shootout. And now the next matchup. It is another American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown between the Tulane Green Wave heading to Greenville, North Carolina to face the East Carolina Pirates. Now this is the 18th meeting between Tulane and East Carolina. East Carolina leads the series 11-6. Now, the Green Wave of Tulane have won the last 3 meetings over the Pirates, dating all the way back to 2017, and the Pirates are looking to defeat the Green Wave for the first time since 2014. Now, both teams are coming out very different week 4s. Tulane's coming off their loss to UAB on Saturday, coming in at 1-3, and East Carolina's coming off their victory over Charleston Southern on Saturday, coming in at 2-2. So, coming from me in this American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the East Carolina Pirates to get it done at home and defeat the Green Wave of Tulane. And now the next matchup. It is a Big 12 rivalry showdown between the Kansas Jayhawks heading to Ames, Iowa to face the Iowa State Cyclones. Now this is the 101st meeting between Kansas and Iowa State. Kansas leads the all-time series 50-44-6. Now, the Cyclones have won the last 6 meetings over the Jayhawks, dating all the way back to 2015, and the Jayhawks are looking to defeat the Cyclones for the first time since 2014. Now, both teams are coming out very bad week 4s. Kansas is coming off the loss to Duke on Saturday, coming in at 1-3, and Iowa State's coming off the loss to Baylor on Saturday, coming in at 3-1. So, coming from me in this Big 12 rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Iowa State Cyclones to rebound and bounce back at home and defeat the Kansas Jayhawks. And now next matchup. It is a MAC West rivalry showdown between the Eastern Michigan Eagles heading to Northern Illinois to face the Northern Illinois Huskies. Now this is the 52nd meeting between Eastern Michigan and Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois leads the all-time series 33-16-2. Now, the Eagles have won the last 2 meetings over the Huskies back in 2019 and last year, and the Huskies are looking to defeat the Eagles for the first time since 2018. Now, both teams are coming out very good Week 4s. Eastern Michigan's coming out their victory over Texas State on Saturday, coming in at 3-1, and Northern Illinois is coming off their victory over Maine on Saturday, coming in at 2-2. So, coming from me in this MAC West rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Eastern Michigan Eagles to get it done on the road and defeat the Northern Illinois Huskies. And now the next matchup. It is a Mountain West Conference rivalry showdown between the Nevada Wolfpack heading to the Smurf Turf to face my Boise State Broncos. Now this is the 44th meeting between Nevada and Boise State. Boise State leads the all-time series 30-13. Now, my Broncos have won the last 6 meetings over the Wolfpack, dating all the way back to 2011, and the Wolfpack are looking to defeat my Broncos for the first time since 2010. Now, both teams are coming off very different Week 4s. Nevada's coming off a bye. They're coming in at 2-1, and my Broncos are coming off their big victory on Saturday over Utah State, coming in at 2-2. So, coming from me in this Mountain West Conference rivalry showdown, I am going to go with my Boise State Broncos to get it done at home and defeat the Nevada Wolfpack in a shootout. And now next matchup. It is an American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown between the UCF Knights heading to Annapolis to face the Midshipmen of Navy. Now this is only the 3rd meeting between UCF and Navy. The Knights have won the last 2 meetings over the Midshipmen, dating all the way back to 2017. So the Knights have owned this rivalry for 4 years. Now, both teams are coming off very different Week 4s. UCF is coming off a bye. They are coming in at 2-1. And Navy's coming off their loss to Houston on Saturday, coming in winless at 0-3. So coming from me in this American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown, I'm going to go with my good friend Scott Weeks in Sports, UCF Knights, to get it done on the road and defeat the winless Midshipmen of Navy. And our next matchup, it is the Toledo Rockets heading to Massachusetts to face the Minutemen of UMass. Now this is the 6th meeting between Toledo and UMass. Toledo leads the all-time series 4-1. Now the Rockets have won the last 4 meetings over the Minutemen, dating all the way back to 1983, 38 years ago, and the Minutemen are looking to defeat the Rockets for the first time, folks, since 1976, 45 years ago. Now, both teams are coming out very different Week 4s. Toledo's coming out their victory over Ball State on Saturday, coming in at 2-2, and UMass is coming off their loss to Coastal Carolina on Saturday, coming in winless at 0-4. So, coming from me in this matchup, I am going to go with the Toledo Rockets to get it done on the road and defeat the winless UMass Minutemen. And now next matchup, it is the UNLV Rebels heading to the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas to face the Texas San Antonio Roadrunners. Now both teams are coming out very different Week 4s. UNLV is coming off the loss on Friday to Fresno State, coming in winless at 0-4. And the Roadrunners are coming off their big victory over Memphis on Saturday, coming in perfect at 4-0. So coming from me in this matchup, I am going to go with the Texas San Antonio Roadrunners to get it done at home and remain undefeated and defeat the UNLV Rebels. And now next matchup. It is an American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown between the USF Bulls heading to Dallas, Texas to face the SMU Mustangs. Now this is the 6th meeting between South Florida and SMU. South Florida leads the all-time series 3-2. Now the Mustangs won the last meeting over the Bulls 2 years ago, and the Bulls are looking to defeat the Mustangs for the first time since 2016. Now both teams are coming out very different Week 4s. USF is coming off the loss to BYU on Saturday night, coming in at 1-3, and SMU is coming off their victory in the Iron Skillet Bowl over the TCU Horned Frogs, coming in perfect at 5-0. So coming from me in this American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown, I am going to go with Tanner Mordecai and the SMU Mustangs to continue the winning ways and remain undefeated and defeat the USF Bulls. And now next matchup. It is a Big 12 rivalry showdown between the Baylor Bears heading to Stillwater, Oklahoma to face the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Now this is the 40th meeting between Baylor and Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State leads the all-time series 21-18. Now, the Cowboys won last year's meeting over the Bears, and the Bears are looking to defeat the Cowboys for the first time in 2 years. Now, both teams are coming out very good week 4s. Baylor's coming out their victory over Iowa State on Saturday, coming in perfect at 4-0. And Oklahoma State's coming out their victory over Kansas State on Saturday, coming in perfect as well at 4-0. So coming from me in this huge Big 12 rivalry showdown between these two undefeated squads in the conference, ooh, this is a tough pick. But coming from me, I am going to go with the Baylor Bears to get it done on the road and remain undefeated and defeat the Oklahoma State Cowboys in a very close shootout. And now next matchup. It is a huge Big 10 rivalry showdown between the Michigan Wolverines heading to Madison to face the Wisconsin Badgers. Now this is the 70th meeting between Michigan and Wisconsin. Michigan leads the all-time series 51-17-1. Now, the Badgers have won the last 2 meetings over the Wolverines back in 2019 and last year, and the Wolverines are looking to defeat the Badgers for the first time since 2018. Now, both teams are coming out very different week 4s. Michigan's coming out their victory over Rutgers on Saturday, coming in perfect at 4-0, and Wisconsin's coming out their loss in Soldier Field to Notre Dame on Saturday, coming in at 1-2. So, coming from me in this Big 10 rivalry showdown, I am going to go with Jim Harbaugh's Michigan Wolverines to get it done on the road and remain undefeated and defeat the Wisconsin Badgers. And now next matchup. It is a Big 12 rivalry showdown between the Texas Longhorns heading to Fort Worth, Texas to face the TCU Horned Frogs. Now this is the 92nd meeting between Texas and TCU. Texas leads the all-time series 63-27-1. Now, the Horned Frogs have won the last 2 meetings over the Longhorns back in 2019 and last year, and the Longhorns are looking to defeat the Horned Frogs for the first time since 2018. Now, both teams are coming out very different week 4s. Texas is coming out their blowout win over Texas Tech on Saturday, coming in at 3-1, and TCU is coming out with a loss in the Iron Skillet Bowl over SMU on Saturday, coming in at 2-1. So, coming from me in this Big 12 rivalry showdown, now, in next week's big showdown between my Sooners and the Texas Longhorns in the Red River rivalry game, Texas better not look ahead because I want Texas at their best next week when they play my Sooners. So coming from me, I am going to go with Sarkisian's Texas Longhorns to get it done on the road and defeat the TCU Horned Frogs. Hook 'em. And now next matchup between the Army Black Knights heading to Muncie, Indiana to face the Ball State Cardinals. Now this is only the 7th meeting between Army and Ball State. The series is tied 3-3. Now the Black Knights won the last meeting over the Cardinals all the way back in 2014, and the Cardinals are looking to defeat the Black Knights for the first time since 2013. Now both teams are coming out very different week 4s. Army's coming out their victory over Miami of Ohio on Saturday, coming in perfect at 4-0, and Ball State's coming out their loss to Toledo on Saturday, coming in at 1-3. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm going to go with the boys at West Point, the Black Knights of Army, to get it done on the road and remain undefeated and defeat the Ball State Cardinals. And now next matchup. It is a Pac-12 South rivalry showdown between the USC Trojans heading to Boulder, Colorado to face the Colorado Buffaloes. Now this is the 15th meeting between USC and Colorado. The Trojans have won the last 14 meetings over the Buffaloes, dating all the way back to 1927. So the Trojans have owned this rivalry for nearly 94 years. Now both teams are coming out very bad week 4s in the Pac-12 Conference. USC is coming out their loss at home to Oregon State, coming in at 2-2. And Colorado's coming out their loss on Saturday night to Arizona State on Saturday, coming in at 1-3. So coming from me in this Pac-12 South rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Colorado Buffaloes to get it done at home and finally get their first win in this rivalry in nearly 94 years and defeat the USC Trojans in a shootout. And now next matchup. It is a Mountain West Conference Mountain rivalry showdown between the Air Force Academy Falcons heading to Albuquerque, New Mexico to face the New Mexico Lobos. Now this is the 39th meeting between the Air Force Academy and New Mexico. The Air Force Academy leads the all-time series 24-14. Now, the Falcons have won the last 3 meetings over the Lobos, dating all the way back to 2018, and the Lobos are looking to defeat the Falcons for the first time since 2017. Now, both teams are coming off very different week 4s. The Air Force Academy is coming off their victory over Florida Atlantic on Saturday, coming in at 3-1. And New Mexico is coming off the loss to UTEP on Saturday, coming in at 2-2. So coming from me in this Mountain West Conference Mountain Rivalry Showdown, I am going to go with the Air Force Academy Falcons to get it done on the road and defeat the New Mexico Lobos. And now next matchup. It is the Liberty Flames heading to Birmingham, Alabama to face the UAB Blazers. Now both teams are coming out very different week 4s. Liberty's coming off their loss on Friday night to Syracuse, coming in at 3-1. And UAB's coming off they're coming off their victory over Tulane on Saturday, also coming in at 3-1. So coming from me in this matchup between these two 3-1 teams, I am going to go with the Liberty Flames to rebound and bounce back on the road and defeat the UAB Blazers in a very close shootout. And now next matchup. It is the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers heading to East Lansing, Michigan to face the Michigan State Spartans. Now both teams are coming off very different week 4s. Western Kentucky's coming off the loss to Indiana on Saturday, coming in at 1-2. And Michigan State's coming off their victory in overtime over Nebraska on Saturday, coming in perfect at 4-0. So coming from me in this matchup, I am going to go with the Michigan State Spartans to get it done at home and remain undefeated and defeat the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. And now next matchup, it is the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs heading to Raleigh, North Carolina to face the North Carolina State Wolfpack. Now this is only the second meeting between La Tech and NC State. The Wolfpack won the last meeting over the Bulldogs all the way back in 2013, 8 years ago. So these two have not met on the college football field in nearly a decade. Now, both teams are coming out very good week 4s. La Tech is coming off their victory over North Texas on Saturday, coming in at 2-2. And North Carolina State's coming off their victory in double overtime, defeating Clemson on Saturday, which I got that upset right, coming in at 3-1. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm going to go with the team that gave me my first upset of the year. I picked NC State to beat Clemson last week, and they got it done in week 4. So coming from me, I am going to go with the North Carolina State Wolfpack to continue the winning ways and get a victory at home and defeat the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. And now next matchup. It is a Sun Belt rivalry showdown between the Louisiana Monroe Warhawks heading to Conway, South Carolina to face the undefeated Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Now this is only the 4th meeting between Louisiana Monroe and Coastal Carolina. The Warhawks have won the last 3 meetings over the Chanticleers dating all the way back to 2017. So Coastal Carolina has beaten a lot of teams, but lately in this rivalry, Louisiana Monroe has had their number. Now both teams are coming out very good week 4s. Louisiana Monroe is coming off their victory over Troy on Saturday, coming in at 2-1. And Coastal Carolina is coming off their victory over UMass on Saturday, coming in perfect at 4-0. So coming from me in this Sun Belt rivalry showdown, I'm going to go with my good friend Kill Switch's Coastal Carolina Chanticleers to continue the winning ways and get a victory at home and remain undefeated and defeat the Louisiana Monroe Warhawks. And now the next matchup. It is a Big Ten West rivalry showdown between the Northwestern Wildcats heading to Lincoln to face the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Now this is the 15th meeting between Northwestern and Nebraska. Nebraska leads the all-time series 8-6. Now, the Wildcats won last year's meeting over the Cornhuskers, and the Cornhuskers are looking to defeat the Wildcats for the first time in 2 years. Now, both teams are coming out very different week 4s. Northwestern's coming off their victory over Ohio on Saturday, coming in at 2-2. And Nebraska's coming off their heartbreaking loss in overtime to Michigan State on Saturday, coming in at 2-3. So, coming from me in this Big Ten West rivalry showdown, I'm going to go with Scott Frost's Nebraska Cornhuskers to rebound and bounce back at home and defeat the Northwestern Wildcats. And now next matchup. It is an SEC East rivalry showdown between the Tennessee Volunteers heading to Missouri to face the Missouri Tigers. Now this is the 10th meeting between Tennessee and Missouri. Missouri leads the all-time series 5-4. Now, the Volunteers have won the last 2 meetings over the Tigers, dating back from 2019 and last year, and the Tigers are looking to defeat the Volunteers for the first time since 2018. Now, both teams are coming out very bad week 4s. Tennessee's coming off the loss to Florida on Saturday, coming in at 2-2, and Missouri's coming off the loss in overtime to Boston College. They are also coming in at 2-2. So, coming from me in this SEC East rivalry showdown between these two 2-2 squads, I'm going to go with the Tennessee Volunteers to rebound and bounce back on the road and defeat the Missouri Tigers. And now next matchup, it is the New Mexico State Aggies heading to San Jose, California to face the San Jose State Spartans. Now this is the 21st meeting between New Mexico State and San Jose State. San Jose State leads the all-time series 17-3. Now the Spartans have won the last two meetings over the Aggies back in 2011 and 2012, and the Aggies are looking to defeat the Spartans for the first time since 2010. Now both teams are coming off very bad week fours. New Mexico State's coming off the loss to Hawaii on Saturday, coming in at 1-4, and San Jose State's coming off their loss to Western Michigan on Saturday, coming in at 2-2. So coming from me in this matchup, I am going to go with the San Jose State Spartans to rebound and bounce back at home and defeat the New Mexico State Aggies in a shootout. And now next matchup. It is a Conference USA East rivalry showdown between the Marshall Thundering Herd heading to Middle Tennessee to face the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. Now this is only the 11th meeting between Marshall and Middle Tennessee. Marshall leads the all-time series 6-4. Now the Thundering Herd won the last meeting over the Blue Raiders last year, and the Blue Raiders are looking to defeat the Thundering Herd for the first time in 2 years. Now both teams are coming off very bad week fours. Marshall's coming off their loss on Thursday night to Appalachian State, coming in at 2-2, and Middle Tennessee's coming off the loss on Friday to Charlotte. They are coming in at 1-3. So coming from me in this Conference USA East rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Thundering Herd of Marshall to rebound and bounce back on the road and defeat the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. We are Marshall. And now next matchup. It is another Conference USA East rivalry showdown between the Florida International Golden Panthers heading to Florida Atlantic to face the Florida Atlantic Owls. Now this is the 20th meeting between Florida International and Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic leads the all-time series 14-5. Now, the Owls have won the last 4 meetings over the Golden Panthers, dating all the way back to 2017, and the Golden Panthers are looking to defeat the Owls for the first time since 2016, 5 years ago. Now, both teams are coming off very bad week fours. Florida International is coming off the loss to Central Michigan on Saturday, coming in at 1-3, and Florida Atlantic's coming off their loss to the Air Force Academy on Saturday, coming in at 2-2. So, coming from me in this Conference USA East rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Florida Atlantic Owls to rebound and bounce back at home and defeat the Florida International Golden Panthers. And now the final 2 matchups in week number 5, starting off with an ACC Coastal rivalry showdown between the Pittsburgh Panthers heading to Atlanta to face the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Now this is the 16th meeting between Pittsburgh and Georgia Tech. Pitt leads the all-time series 10-5. Now, the Panthers have won the last 3 meetings over the Yellow Jackets, dating all the way back to 2018, and the Yellow Jackets are looking to defeat the Panthers for the first time since 2017. Now, both teams are coming out very good week fours. Pittsburgh's coming off their victory over New Hampshire on Saturday, coming in at 3-1, and Georgia Tech is coming off their big blowout victory over North Carolina on Saturday, coming in at 2-2. So, coming from me in this ACC Coastal rivalry showdown, I am going to go with Kenny Pickett and the Pitt Panthers to get it done on the road and defeat the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. And now the final game I'll be predicting in week number 5 of the college football season, and what a way to end it. It is a huge SEC West rivalry showdown, and it is known as the Tiger Bowl between the Auburn Tigers heading to Death Valley to face the LSU Tigers. Now this is the 56th meeting between Auburn and LSU. LSU leads the all-time series 31-23-1. Now the Tigers won the last meeting over LSU last year, and the Tigers are looking to defeat the Tigers for the first time in 2 years. Now both teams are coming off very good week fours. Auburn's coming off their near scare by Georgia State on Saturday, coming in at 3-1, and LSU's coming off their victory over Mississippi State on Saturday, also coming in at 3-1. So coming from me in this final game to wrap up week number 5 of the college football season and the 56th Tiger Bowl. Ooh, this one's going to be good. This one's going to be really good. You know these two teams, this one's going to be a really good one. But coming from me, I'm going to go with Max Johnson, Coach O, and the LSU Tigers to get it done at home and defeat the Auburn Tigers. Go Tigers! And those are my Week 5 college football predictions. Woo! Now, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Comment below. Who do you see winning in week number 5 of the college football season? Do you see any upsets happening? And as always, represent your college football teams in the comment section. Even if they're not having a great year this year, still represent them. Let me know all of your picks in the comment section as well. Let's have a conversation about it. Of course, I'm always on to see your comment, like it, and of course, reply right back to me, because comments and your opinions are absolutely always welcome on this channel. Now, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching this massive Week 5 college football predictions video. Again, thank you guys for all the support throughout this month. Now, before you guys go, as always, you guys can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share with your friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. Of course, you guys can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button, become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, folks, what are you guys waiting for? If you're a fan of professional wrestling when it comes to New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor Wrestling, and All Elite Wrestling, and you're a fan of professional sports when it comes to the college football, NFL, NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball, college basketball, super kick that subscribe button, folks. It's free. Become part of this bigger, dangerous alliance. And I will see you guys later tonight for my official Week 4 NFL predictions. Later days, guys, and peace.